So today I want to show you how to make a delicate flower topper. Now this is perfect for cupcakes or cakesicles and they look really, really cool. So what we're going to need for this is one of these 5-leaf cutters. These are used to make roses and other types of flowers. So it's just a 5-petal cutter. Just going to need a rolling pin, a non-stick mat, some sugar glue, just a piece of foil. And we are going to be needing some flower paste, which is, I've got Squires here, that's my preferred brand. We're gonna need a ball tool, a foam pad, just to thin out the petals. And what I've got is, I've just got some white pearls just to put in the center. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to, first of all, roll out some white flower paste. And we want to roll this out fairly thin. So I'm just going to give it a little knead. Now, if it gets sticky, you can add something like Trex to your flour paste, which would be absolutely fine. It will just reduce the stickiness. That's probably a bit too much there. So now, obviously, if you were doing quite a few of these, then you would roll out a lot more just to make it easier. But I'm just going to be demoing one today. So I'm just going to roll this out fairly thin. And we've got it quite thin there, as you can see. And then I'm going to grab my cutter. I'm just going to cut this out, move it around, get rid of the excess around of it, then pick it up and just run your finger around the outside just to make sure there's no jaggedy edges. And then I'm just going to take that out. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to grab like a craft knife, and where you can see these lines, I just want to go ahead and cut them just so we've got some individual petals and they're not stuck together. So as you can see now, we've just opened them up. I'm just gonna pop this onto my foam pad. And now what we wanna do is, we want to thin out the petals. So I'm gonna grab my ball tool, the thicker end or the bigger side, and I'm going to, first of all, just spread out the petals just so they don't join back together. Starting off with the first petal, I'm gonna put half of the ball tool on the pad and half of it on the petal. And I just wanna go with a fair amount of pressure. And as you can see, it just starts to thin it out. We just wanna kind of lift it up as well. And then I'm just going to do the same for all of the petals. And just do it once or twice. We don't really wanna make them bigger, we just wanna thin them out. Now, if you find that your ball tool is sticking, just leave it a few seconds, let the paste dry out a little bit and then try again, or you can add some corn flour to your ball tool. And then you end up with something like this. So it's looking quite frilly now. I'm just gonna do the center a little bit, just slightly thin it out. And I'm just gonna go over them slightly towards the edges again, just to get them a little bit wavy. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to grab my foil, and what we want to do is, now this is literally just going to help shape the flower for us. So I'm just going to shape it into a bit of a cup shape, get my rolling pin and almost cup it like so. Now this is the easiest way, because then otherwise you would have to buy different size dryers for every single flower. But this is the most cheapest and economical way to do this. And then I'm just going to place the flower into the center, and I'm just going to push it up just so we've got it sitting curved. I'm just gonna frill up the petals a little bit just from the front. And you can have them as cupped as you like. So I'm going to make it quite rounded. And then what I want to do is, I'm just going to grab some sugar glue, place some in the center, and then we want to go ahead and place some pearls onto the flower just in the center. So I'm just going to pop one in the middle and then just some surrounding it. just going to place them all down first, and then I'm just going to move them with my paintbrush. Now just make sure you do have enough sugar glue, otherwise they will just want to fall off. And you can get whatever size pearls you like. And I'm just going to put a few there. So I've got 9 in total, and it's going to look something like this. Now don't move them around too much because you want them to dry with the sugar glue. And now we're going to leave that at least 2 hours for it to fully dry, and I'll come back and show you the finished result. Okay, so this has been drying now for a couple of hours. So you really want to leave it a good couple of hours, and you end up with a lovely flower which you can use for cupcakes, cakesicles, or even to attach to larger cakes as a cluster, which look really, really pretty.